Wegovy, Ozempic, or Mounjaro, we need to talk about it. The miracle, the threat, the good or the bad. I will give you the facts, the fights, and my recommendation as a registered nurse. My name is Melanie from Miami, and welcome to my channel. Let's get right into it. So there are those three medications. Yes, there are more out there, but I think these are the most important ones. And I want to give you the facts first. So Wegovy and Ozempic both contain the same active ingredients, semaglutides. However, there are key differences between these two. So Wegovy was officially approved for weight loss. There are studies out there. They know what it does. It's approved for a 12-year-olds and older. And there are certain restrictions. So you have to have a BMI of 30 or above, or if you have a BMI of 27 to 30 with some obesity related comorbidities, which are other related medical conditions, you might get approved as well. They know how to dose it, they know what to do with you, and it's fairly well studied and fairly safe. On the other hand, Ozempic is a diabetes medication. It was not meant to be used for weight loss. Of course, now they're going to look into it and now they're going to study it, but be aware you are kind of a guinea pig for the pharma industry because they do not really know everything in detail about it. So now Ozempic and Wegovy both work in the way that they pretend to be a hormone. I think it's called GLP-1, and what it does is it makes you feel full, so your appetite is reduced. People talk about it's getting quiet in your head. You're not thinking about the food all day. You know, all those people like me who are addicted to food, the addiction, the urge is reduced, which is wonderful. Ozempic on top of that slows down your gut motility. So everything is going to be digested slower and therefore, of course, you don't feel too hungry. There's another medication out there, Mounjaro. It just acts a little different in the way of it pretends to be two different hormones. But overall, again, it's about the appetite is reduced and your gut mobility is slowed down. So let's talk about the fights, because there are a lot of fights out there. And I think the most famous one right now on YouTube is between Dr. Dubrow, who is the husband of a housewife of, I think, Beverly Hills, and Jillian Michaels. So Dr. Dubrow is a plastic surgeon, and he says it's a miracle drug. It can heal obesity. It can heal drug addiction. It's gonna be the future medication, and everyone in America will be skinny and pretty. And Jillian Michaels, on the other hand, actually had great arguments because she was reading through a lot of studies that were showing medical conditions caused by the medication. And we're talking about severe things like cancer and heart conditions and kidney conditions and pancreatic issues. We're going to talk about it in more details later. Both have good arguments. Jillian Michaels is a fitness and health and weight loss guru. She's not a medical professional, which Dr. Dubrow slammed her for, but I think it's ridiculous because you all have a brain, you all have sources to get your information, and you should not be scared by doctors like in the past saying, oh, only doctors know and doctors know best. Because especially in nutrition, doctors know nothing. They are not learning it in school, and they usually don't learn it afterwards because it doesn't bring a lot of money and it's not very interesting for them. So don't get intimidated. He has his good points and he's not wrong, but Jillian is not wrong either. So it's like a balanced fight right there. Dr. Amir Karam, a medical surgeon a plastic surgeon from San Diego, he warned, and this is really amazing because there are a lot of cases of severe injury and death due to Ozempic, Wegovy, and those medications. And he says it that his other doctors or his co-workers out there, co-workers, do you say co-workers? His other medical professionals out there are not aware about the issues. And he's describing, for example, if you go into an elective surgery, you will be advised not to eat or drink anything 8 hours before surgery. The reason is when they intubate you, when they put the breathing tube into your throat while you are asleep, you can aspirate, meaning you can vomit food up and inhale it through in your lungs, and you don't want food in your lungs at all. So to avoid that, they tell you not to eat or drink anything 8 hours before the surgery, because in 8 hours everything is digested, and if something happens, nothing happens. Now, we heard already that Ozempic and Wegovy are slowing down gut motility. That means 8 hours are not enough. After 8 hours of not eating or drinking, you still have fluids and food in your stomach. And when the doctor intubates you and you aspirate, you are getting food or fluids or liquids in your lungs. And that is causing aspiration pneumonia. And people end up in ICU or even die from that. And it doesn't matter if you're healthy, happy, pretty, old, young, people die from it. It's really severe. It's also describing bleeding issues postoperatively and wound healing issues and serious infections. And people cannot fight infections. So these are new issues that many doctors are not aware. And he is even pleading that people, when they go into elective surgery, check with the doctors that they are aware of it and that they recommend a more appropriate time frame in order to be operated safely. I mean, if that isn't concerning, I don't know what it is. And then we have more and more YouTube videos out there of people who are on those medications or just came off those medications. And many of these stories, besides success stories, no question about it, are very sad. I saw Selena's Spooky Boost video. She's describing anxiety and depression, and her video is heartbreaking. Jamie French, same thing. Severe side effects and anxiety and depression. There's also Paulina Shar, and I will post the link of the videos down in my comments so that you can look them up if you're interested. And yeah, it's something to think about. Now let me go to some doctors also that talked about those medication. Dr. Butch, for example, and he's from Cleveland Clinic, or at least the post is from Cleveland Clinic. Research has proven that higher doses of Ozempic are very effective in reducing weight. We heard about that. Dr. Butch explains that Ozempic is the same medication as Wegovy, which was approved by the U.S. Food Administration as an anti-obesity medication. Okay. When you take Ozempic, or other GLP agonists, meaning other GLP or those fake hormone medications, they lower your appetite. But, and that's interesting, Ozempic especially actually changes how your body responds to weight. I think it has to do with quieting down, and then probably also the weight loss is more significant. I'm a plant-based starch solution person, and let me tell you, when I started losing weight on that diet, my whole body changed. But let's talk about that later. So what are the other issues? There are many. There are many, 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 many. Maybe you want to watch Jillian Michaels' video because she's listing a lot. There are gastrointestinal conditions, diarrhea, vomiting. It's not pretty. And then a lot of people report regaining the weight or even more than they had before. We talk about this in a minute. It causes harmful depression, self-harm, or suicidal thoughts. That is reported by GoodRx. They also reported in an article or a post of by GoodRx 59 cases of suicidal thoughts. And there are also reports or studies of thyroid cancer, pancreatitis, pancreatic cancer, hypoglycemia risk, acute kidney injuries, gallbladder events, gastrointestinal disturbances, and cardiovascular effects. Then there's another thread. There are many counterfeit medications. There are many fake medications out there, and it's really dangerous to buy them online. Now, let's go to something nicer. Let's go to solutions. And I don't try to judge. So please, if you want to take the medication, I totally understand. Like if you are morbidly obese or obese your whole life and you have medical conditions or you are scared to develop medical conditions, I completely understand that you are planning to take this medication. Or if you're an addict that thinks about food 24/7 and you are exhausted and you're over it, please seek medical help and work with a professional and take the medication. Don't do it when you want a beach body and you want to fit in your wedding dress, because there are other ways to do it. And I know you tried all the diets in this world. I did it too, but I will tell you one that really works. It's easy, it's effective, it allows you to eat a lot of food, to think about food all day and enjoy it. And but this is also your way out from the medication, because you will not be able to take these medications the rest of your life. It's impossible. So one day you will have to get off it. And to avoid the weight gain that is reported all over the internet and everywhere, I will give you a solution. Because what you can do is, if you decide to take this medication, you can get already on the right diet, the right lifestyle, in order to be ready when you get off this medication to maintain your weight and even lose more. And the good news for you guys who decide not to take the medication is Dr. Neil Bernard's new book. It's coming out in a few weeks. I pre-ordered it, and I will give you all the information and my feedback about the book. And I will post a link to order the book down below in the comments. Dr. Neil Bernard's book, The Power Foods Diet. And why is it so exciting? It's not another diet book that is either boring or tells you stuff that you already know. It will talk about foods that act in the same way like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro. It stimulates your GLP-1, that's the hormone. So the medication pretends to be that hormone. There are foods out there that actually stimulate those hormones because they are in your body, and it will reduce your appetite, and it will reduce thinking of food all day. There are calorie trapping foods that allow you to eat normal portions, large portions, because those foods will trap the calories of all the other foods and carry it out. Calorie burning foods, aka metabolism boosters. So even if you're not a gym rat and you're not going, you're not exercising every day, there are actually foods who can help you to keep your metabolism going, and that will burn calories again. So, and there are a lot of, sorry, the mosquitoes are eating me here. There are a lot of positive things about this diet on the health, from a health perspective as well, because plant-based whole food, the plant-based whole food diet reduces the risk of cancer. It can help you prevent or manage asthma. It improves your insulin sensitivity, and it helps and feeds your good bacteria in your digestive system, which again is preventing cancer and all other issues. And avoiding meat, dairy, and fatty foods also promotes breast health. So there is a lot of side effects that you actually want to have. So now what am I talking about? It's the starch solution diet. So it's a whole food, plant-based, low-fat diet. I promise you, you can eat all day long. You can eat wonderful foods. There are tons of recipes out there, and you will enjoy it. In order to lose weight, you're going to learn the 50-50 plate. You're going to learn about satiety, calorie density. and cooking with no oil. There are videos already that I posted, and there are a lot of influencers out there on YouTube and Instagram. Just put in starch solution or go to Dr. McDougall. Um, he is the one that created this type of diet, and look it up. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you liked this video. If you would give me a thumbs up and subscribe, it would mean the world to me. And please feel free to send me any contact information or comments so that I can provide you with feedback or links. And thank you for listening and watching, and I see you next time.